perhaps first.
Okay. To the board, any questions of the staff presentation to this point? Any concern about the procedures, how we're going to move through this process? Okay.
Excuse me.
Please.
If I could just kind of dovetail the comments here. So people are going to be making comments, but there is no need to take action at this time. And, but you can certainly provide your own public comments to go with those as well. And as Patrick explained, it would be in February? March, when the final draft EIR and general plan update, that specific changes would be most likely to be made if that was desirable.
Okay. Supervisor Pinch's questions of staff?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, well, actually, this is to the board. The issue of extending these time periods probably should be addressed at this time, do you feel?
Well, leave it up to the board. I was going to bring that question up at the end of the public discussion.
Okay.
So it is on my list to hit. So any additional questions of staff before we proceed? As we move through the public comment, public input, I request that you grab a salmon-colored sheet and present it to the clerk so that we can have an ongoing list of how many speakers we're going to have. I will announce your name. I'll announce the person behind you so that you can become prepared to take your place at the podium. And when you proceed to the podium upon being called, please state your name for the record and try and keep your comments to 3 minutes. So I have 3 cards at the moment. This is a dual speaker card from Elmer and Deborah Willick, followed by Ellen Faulkner.
We are Elmer and Deborah Wellick. We've been up before you before. This time I'd like to hand out some handouts that we had made up. Overview of the 16th, we were here in front of the Planning Commission, and at that time they thought that we should have no problem with our project that we want to, considering that we are half surrounded by 1-acre parcels already.
And Ms. Willick, what grouping are you in presently?
3.
3, okay. Okay, as we read through this, do you want to go over it, hit the high spots?
Basically, what we're trying to get across to the planning team and the Board of Supervisors is the acres are put up there now. We were initially said that we could not do this because our property was of a size that it was an island surrounded by huge parcels of agriculture. I'm still trying to point out that we're not totally surrounded by huge parcels. There's all acres to the north of us and 1-acre parcels directly across the street from ours. And what we want to do is have the zoning change so we could have it 4 separate lots so we can give them to our children as we first stated.
Okay. Questions of Ms. Willick? Okay, you've got some more time there if you have other things you want to bring up.
No, it's all pretty well there, and I've also put it out in a letter that in Objective A for our community is a focus on commercial industrial development in the established downtown Redwood Valley area and along East Road. And we are to the north of this commercial development. We feel that there would be a need for more houses out there if the original project was to go forward. Since
Okay.
the original industrial park burnt down, they've rebuilt it, and there's quite a few more businesses there already, and no one's buying right now homes
Okay.
or rentals.
Supervisor Dilworth.
So the question to staff then is, as the review occurred in the EIR, where the results individually on each request, where will those be found, and so that folks can follow along in the documentation?
You're asking about the disposition and report on each property, Patrick?